Hello everybody, this is Loki and welcome back to Phoenix Wright. So we're gonna continue on the next part of this game. So here we go. Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. Hope I'm not interrupting it again, pal. Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal, make a detective run around all done on duty. On the top off, you called me here. I seem happier people at funerals. I take it Lena's having you run errands again. Let me tell you this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give you this to you. If there was a break in today's job, evidence, I tried talking about this the other day. You must know the two rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. You could at least study some evidence law, really. Chief Prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. Message? What message? She said if you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book. Him. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Does it look like that book will do you any good now, though? All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective? Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat? Despite all these allegations being thrown at me? With the address. The real trial today hasn't begun yet. What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all but ruined with the forged evidence you were unaware of. Emma Sky found out she excuse me, unwillingly because the man's death. And now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal. You're missing the point, detective. Lena didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. And this case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. And it's time to bring this to an end. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lena Sky. With Edward? Yes, Your Honor. The inquiry committee is planning to impose a harsh penalty for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, so, normally this is where the prosecution calls for the witness. But, this isn't easy to say. You see, there's some concern that you, Mr. Edward, may have, struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that. I guess you see, everyone has been talking and... Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. What? Yeah, but there's no precedent for what you're imposing. I'm not dying, but this is the usual arrangement. A very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Very well, Mr. Wright, what'd you say? Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. Then it's settled. The defense may now call for the next witness. Mr. Wright. You do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, the trial is as good as over. Defense calls. Time to find the time to bring out the real murderer.
Take that!
Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything? As a defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he had to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to be manipulated by me in any way. Won't you agree, Your Honor? True. Alright, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. What is this, some kind of practical joke? Am I being punked? I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir? Really? Are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation! So, you want to play hardball, huh? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests you hear your testimony. Oh, righto. What's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean the time when Lena's sister murdered that prosecutor? Purposely, I think it's been pretty clear already. There are still some things unaccounted for. Oh, like what? Like the role you played in all of this? Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You're aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at its disposal. Weapon? Sure. Take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is it true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police had the right to refuse to testify. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Oh, don't worry. I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Really? Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony. See what you have to say, shall we? As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lena there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. What if he's lying? Huh. Is that when Dark was arrested? Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seemed Dark bumped his head. I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut. If the police chief had the right to refuse to testify, then I'd better hit him hard and fast. Yeah, we better hit him hard. Instead of a hard ball flying at his head. At his noggin. Let's see. Okay, I have to do it on the fifth statement. Unstable jar. I have to go to an unstable jar in here somewhere.
Objection!
You can claim you had nothing to do with the forgery, but I'm afraid that is a claim that you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this jar, for example. Is that the blue badger you showed us? And not the blue badger! A piece of the jar was discovered in your safe. Not only that, but the evidence I presented earlier was actually found inside your desk. It was found where? You see, Chief Gant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you played a part in a legal investigation. Chief Gant, what's the meaning of this? He's hiding it. He's hiding evidence. Oh, here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So you admitted to it then? That you're involved in the forgery? Who, me? Or do you mean you? Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? Drew! Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know? Defense attorney can do so too. Isn't that right, righto?
Objection!
However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Were they, my boy? Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Detective Love will receive his due punishment. What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary dropped any further, he'll end up paying the work. Yeah, I know, right? Poor Gumshoe. Yes, well, in the light of detectives present, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and the relation to forgery that took place in the crime scene. My. These kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. Let's see, what was that now? A jar fragment in a lift? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyways, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in the forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Are you sure about that, sir? Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Oh. Indeed, I believe I will press charges so you won't make the same mistake again. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know. Alright, Aji. In return now. I know. That place, right? Huh? Why are you those guys telepathic? Okay, let's see where we're going with this.
Hold it!
Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there's one very large benefit you reap from all this. Oh? I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would be, of course, the position you have, Chief of Police. Oh. The resolution of the SO9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is a significant motive. Oh, oh, that's a good one. Huh? Do you really think that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SO9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edward? Yes. He was going to be made chief anyways. Ah! Be careful with pointing that finger, or you might wind up with the one being the one pointed at. Well, that's true. You had the point right there. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, Then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open now. Audrey, would you mind if I change my testimony a little? By all means, please do. You have to press on that statement. Nothing in it for you? Sorry, but the only person I truly care about is you truly. That girl, Lena's a little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. That's a good one, Worthy. Should there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? True, you might not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. With the right. It appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean. Very well then. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant might have helped forge evidence?
Take that!
Chief Prosecutor Lena Sky, the defendant? I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lena? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lena if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lena Sky was appointed Chief Prosecutor at the Prosecutor's Office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all this? He would be able to use the Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. Do you mean to tell me that despite Chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Oh, wait. You must mean puppet as someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. A minute, Chief. You assisted Lena Sky in forging evidence. Your motive? To point her as Chief Prosecutor so you could control her. Right on, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lena? For example, is Lena testifying as I done such a thing? Lena, she's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless that is also what happened in the incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Of course, I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The Chief Prosecutor has been acting strange throughout the whole entire trial. Almost as if someone had been controlling her. Ridley, you better watch your tongue. I won't want you to get hurt. Just, what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lena take the rap to cover his involvement. What? What? Order, order, order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. Huh? This is an effort to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency to accuse Chief Gant, the chief of police, of blackmail and murder. That's impossible. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. It looks like he's the one who decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of law, is involved in this murder? Good question. Regardless of his rank. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got, and it better be good. Show us the evidence that tied Chief Gant to the murder. ID card record. The ID card record. There we go. This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we can't determine the owner of yesterday. All these 7. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number. It's your number, alright? What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean. I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was all these 7. The same with the remaining ID card number on the list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Order, order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say? You're getting mad now? Nothing. The defense in search of my office was a violation of regulation. And I will demand Mr. Wright to be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, so you admit it? You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? What about it? I'm chief of police, whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's different? What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me. When you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. How will we expect to know if he's lying or telling the truth? You haven't seen him in days, Chief Gant? I'm afraid you just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? The child's purpose to determine Lena's guy's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. The child's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met with the victim the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm gonna have to ask you for evidence. Shows proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. I don't look for it. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or, to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He had to give that report to the Chief of Police. Yet you're in possession of the report, which means you can't be sure if he filed it. He filed it. How'd I know, you ask? because he needed it into the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes, transfer the evidence out. Oh. Detective Gimlin took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him? There's no other way the murderer and the Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Yeah, that's true. Hold on. Let me guess what you're gonna say next. I, Chief of Police, murdered poor Goodman. Exactly. But wait. The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something.
Objection!
Sorry. But that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. That's true. That's so true. Chief Gant, you didn't. The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime for no one in their right mind. Who would choose the police department as a place to commit murder? After the murder, you contacted Lena at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course. You're forgetting, Mr. Wright. The victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office's parking lot. How do you manage to move it there? I was at the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone's aware that Lena stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey, you take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office? I don't think so. Chief Gant, you left out all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time I thought it was a useless clue just to take it up space. How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief can't use this.
Take that!
This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body. Parkinson? Mouthed Edgeworth. You mean, the body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car.
Objection!
You mean I carried the victim's body? Precisely so. But wait, even you know I didn't plan on returning to my office after the ceremony finished that day. But you did return. Tell me why. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. And in case the day of the stabbing that brought this back here. So he used them. So you see, what you were actually taking the prosecutor's office wasn't the screwdriver, but the victim's body in your trunk. Ah, man. Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Yes, unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation: to transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lena Sky. Order, order, order! What is going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusation? Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took to the prosecutor's office. There was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. This is actually the opposite. It's a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief Gant, please say something. I believe your time's up. My time's up. Sorry, Righto, but I'm having lunch with the district attorney general after this. We have to get going if we're gonna make it for the early bird special. But the cross-examination isn't finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier? A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Like to the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now. What? That is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. So you're going to just run away after all this? Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed good old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. Well, You think I had Lena dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with. I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusation against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright? Your Honor? Do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Guy dispose of his body? Do you have any concrete proof? Let's see. Let's take a look here. There's no use showing evidence if I'm not sure myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence. You see, Edgy? In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for allegations against the chief. What? There's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, righto. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, Edgy, I'll leave the rest to you. You just leave? I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer in the nation's law enforcement. Our nation's law enforcement agency? What?
Objection!
Lady Luck? Maybe we should have a word with her. With the Edgeworth, what do you mean? There is one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't had the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth. Another witness. In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only one other method of proof is testimony. But Chief Gant was invoked his right to refuse to testify. But there's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions raised in the trial. Someone right in this very room. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person? Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? Defense is one calling the witnesses today. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist? She may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. Defense calls for Lena Sky. The defendant, Miss Lena Sky. She's in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21st. Her task to dispose of the victim's body in accordance to a certain someone's orders. Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Very well. The court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now... Wait, hold on. Huh? Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat. Listen good, Lena. talking to Lena. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claim, there would be terrible consequences. So he's threatening her? That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. This isn't good. Of course, you never support such an outrageous claim anyways, right? Just something to think about. Alright then. I got lunch date to meet. So he's threatening her. Okay, if there aren't any further objection, this court is now in recess. This is the longest court trial ever. It looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. That chief. He's something else, huh, Bill? Detective Gumshoe. I'm not a detective anymore. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Don't worry. I've already decided to work now. At your office. My office? Sure. I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work at. Could he mean Maya? Still, it looks like we're all moved now. Chief Gant's done it again. How does he always get the upper hand? Is that fair he take the right to refuse to testify? Settle down, right? Remember what the judge said? But Chief, that's not right to be casually removed. There are certain risks to be considered. Risks? What do you mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. You mean he forfeits his right to say anything too? Are you okay? Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery. Since you heard everything that's been going on. I'm sorry what I said earlier. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah. Now I finally know what really happened. I think all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside to force herself to do anything, everything the chief told her to do. That must be why she came so cold. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall. Hey, don't blame yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal. It's true. Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. I see. Well, we better go back. It's time for the final act. Emma, why don't you wait? No, I'm going with you. I want to be there when Lita tells the truth. Let's go, right? Time to end this. So the next time I record this, that's gonna be the final bit. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here for now. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that like button below and subscribe for more videos to come. See you guys later. Bye guys.